All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first ever Off the Tee podcast presented by Tribe Golf. My name's Cody.
What's up, guys? I'm Leighton.
We're going to be mixing a little bit of golf with a little bit of chaos, try to make it fun, casual, get you a little laugh here and there.
Yeah, man. I think the biggest thing, especially with having a lot of golf podcasts out there, one, just trying to help some people out, give a little structure to their practice over the winter. As we know, the Tribe vibe, like keeping things chill and low key. But what are a couple things right off the bat you think you'd recommend to some golfers just looking to keep their games hot, or maybe even dial it up a little bit over the winter?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, the opportunities are endless out there right now, especially with technology, TrackMan, Foresight. You know, everybody has access in some way. The data and the instantaneous data at that is extremely baller, just to put it bluntly.
Yep.
And here at Tribe, we have the benefit of having all that under one roof. So
No doubt. Yeah, it seems like most people, when they walk in, they're either looking to see, like, okay, what's it look like just to swing a little bit over the winter and just stay loose? Or you get the people who are kind of grind mode, ready to send it, ready to work hard over the winter. Like, how would you describe, those two sets of people? Like someone just looking to get loose versus someone trying to grind. Like, what do you think baby steps are for those people?
definitely, I think, especially here at Tribe, bring out the Tribe vibe and everything. We have something that is good for every golfer out there. From the normal weekend warrior type that just wants to hit balls, maybe play 9 holes here and there, to the real grinder that wants to take their handicap from a 20 to a 10 or whatever in 3-4 months time. So
No doubt.
Biggest thing I think is just getting your foot in the door and then just seeing where it goes from there.
Yeah, for sure. It seems like, too, with people like looking to grind, usually what I hear is like fear, like, I don't want to change my swing. And I think, how would you advise someone, like, if they're looking to just get a little work in, they're a little fearful of messing up their swing, like, what would you tell someone like that?
Golf is scary. I mean, there's a lot of fear with this game. You gotta go with the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, and just kind of battle it out. And in my opinion, that's the big beauty of it. Is just there's not a lot of correct answers out there, not a lot of black and white. There's a heck of a lot of gray. So I think between all of us, it's just finding what works for you and not swinging in one way. We got to figure out what's best for you and your body type, your swing, and all that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Covered a little background of Tribe and kind of what we're all about. And that brings me to the next segment. We're going to call it the hot seat. All right.
Boy.
So we got 10 rapid fire questions. Don't think about it. No reasoning behind it. Just whatever's on the top of the head. Spitball and go for it.
Okay.
Let me know when
gotcha.
you're ready.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Favorite golf course you ever played?
Pebble Beach.
Dream foursome, anyone?
Let's go Tiger Woods, Ben Hogan, and Adam Sandler.
Ooh.
In role as Happy Gilmore too.
Okay. All right. I like it. Most clutch shot you've ever hit?
Oof. I'm a fan of like a low cut. So specifically match play with the Colorado PGA a few years ago. I was playing with Keith Stillwell. 17th hole, we were 1 down. I was 220 out. Completely dead from Keith's drive. Nope. Appreciate you, Keith. But yeah, saw this little window, low left, and peeled it right around the tree. Of course, he makes the putt. We win.
Drain it. Love it. All right. As a coach, obviously play a lot of golf with students. What's the worst shot you've ever hit in front of a student?
Oof, that's good. Man, worst shot. The dreaded pop fly to right field. We've all done it. You get a little quick. You're not super focused. That's probably the worst feeling one. You got to reload it real quick after that, though.
Yep. Always got to keep one in the back pocket, right?
Yep.
All right. Go-to pre-shot routine or hype track?
Oh. Man, my golf playlist is hyphy. There's a lot of country. There's some rap. There's some classic rock. But to kick things off, some AC/DC, get the swing speed up a little bit.
Dig it. All right. Favorite club in the bag right now?
Give me a lob wedge any day of the week. It's my fave.
You filleting it open, or you just
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, take some loft off when I need it, but I like the lob wedge because it has a ton of loft. You can add it or you can take it away. That's my fave.
sweet? All right, big club that's given you nightmares over your golfing career.
Putter. It's fine now, but it's, as most people, hate-love relationship.
Fair enough. I think everybody struggled with the flat stick from time to time.
Yep.
All right, one golf myth you wish everyone would forget about from a coach's perspective.
Know it immediately. Keep your head down. Worst tip out there. Sorry to let you guys know that, but we'll talk about that later.
All right, favorite post-round drink or snack?
Let's go. I mean, a late afternoon round and coming home to a steak. That's my jam. It's not a snack, but I'm ready. I'm going meat hardcore after we're done. Protein up.
Love it. All right, if you could play one course for the rest of your life, where's it going to be?
Oof. I had the pleasure of going to Ireland this last summer. This course called Cairn. That'd be at huge dunes right on the Atlantic Ocean. I'd play there all day.
Love it. All right, well, you survived the hot seat. There's
All right.
some good answers in there. We can take a stab at me next go around.
No doubt.
So.
Get ready.
Kind of that brings us into what we're going to call the tip of the week. All right, so based on commonly asked questions and all that, question I kind of pulled out of the hat today was, what's the biggest swing killer you see for really any golfer in general?
The one that comes to mind for me is, especially with irons, everyone's trying to compress their irons and hit it better. Everyone knows their hands need to be ahead or, shaft lean at impact. And I see people all the time just trying to pull the handle ahead of the ball, but really just leaves the face wide open. So I think, yes, I always say that's the picture we want, nice shaft lean at impact, hips open. But how we get there is different. It's not so much a pulling hold-off motion. It's more about just getting the body rotated through and just letting that club head release.
Definitely. I mean, most people will know we're both coaches around here. So when somebody's struggling with something like that, like what's your go-to drill, swing thought, feel, whatever you want to kind of describe that for us?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are fearful of this term called casting, right? Like at the top, just letting the club head go. It's scary. It's weak. It doesn't produce distance. So when we feel this club head release, usually most people I'm working with are really trying to prevent that, and they're really trying to pull the club. So the feel I like is just like throwing a ball. Like your body's kind of rotating through, but your arm and your wrist got to release. And feeling that with the golf club is definitely different, but usually as soon as people loosen up, they let the club release and get a good turn through, club head jumps up, they'll start to get their low point forward, start to hit some flush puppies.
Love it. Yeah, I know my personal preference is going back to the sledgehammer.
Yep.
We've always talked about that. By the way, a little side note, if you're going to get one swing training aid, buy yourself an orange whip.
There you go.
Right.
Facts. We use it every day.
Every day, every lesson, we're going to use it in some form. And that really boils down the sledgehammer feel, right? We got to let the club head really do the work for us, right? Where,
Yep.
Other sports, that ball's already moving, right?
Yeah.
It has the force already in play, it has the energy in play. And you just got to make contact with it. Whereas golf, our brain just wants to go to this negative connotation of just hit it, right?
Yep.
So
and the hands want to do all the work.
exactly, right?
Versus,
And I
yeah.
love the sledgehammer feel, because that's, in my mind, kitchen remodel or whatever you're doing with a sledgehammer, it's like, you can't fight that thing.
Yeah.
Picturing a 20, 30 pounder taking down cabinets. We're just letting all that weight do the work for us and
Facts.
letting the body follow suit, right?
Yep. No doubt about it. Love it.
Week one, let's give them a little bonus. So
Dig it.
my big thing, especially back to that original question of the average golfer, like they don't know how to practice,
Right.
So I know my personal favorites like the block segment, but love to hear a little bit more about your favorite way to get somebody who's really never done it, like
Yeah.
an idea on how to practice.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite parts about being a coach because we can give fixes all the time, help people correct their swing, but it's knowing how to practice. And a customer actually gave it to me a few years ago, but this thought of slot machine practice. It's just pulling the handle, hoping you win, hoping everything lines up, you hit a good shot. And even if you do, you just pull it again. you send the driver again and you're just hoping. And if it's bad, you just do it again. And there's no rhyme or reason to what's going on. So I like, recommend starting off with an iron. But right off the bat, when you're hitting the first few shots, you're just asking yourself, is this contact, worse than the direction? Because sometimes you hit it solid and it's just a slice that's killing you, right? And so usually we're just trying to square the club face, but just trying to focus the brain one thing at a time. Like our big thing here at Tribe is just always trying to keep it simple, right? So it's just really trying to, if it's contact related, we're just really working body movement. We're working the pivot, trying to get the turn through, finish the swing. And if it's directional, as we always talk about the difference between club face and club path. Just like ping pong's our big go-to here. Yeah. Talking about how to put spin on the ball. But it's just right off the bat. If you're practicing, hit some balls, get some data, look for a pattern. Is it right or are you topping it? And then from there, you're just going right into, all right, do I need to work rotation or do I need to work club face? And just kind of get you going. It's less luck if you hit a good shot, and you can kind of keep an eye on the patterns.
Trying the same thing over and over, expecting something different to happen, right? And that's a lot of that boils back to just not knowing how or what or why, all these things, and obviously having the data here is going to help with that. But mine's very similar. The block or segment style practice. We come in and if we only have one thing to work on, great, right? Yeah. Easy to separate that from everything else, but a lot of times it's 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
and the list goes on, right? So that block style is separating those into buckets.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of like you said, it's
chunk it out.
We got a club face bucket, a face bucket, or path bucket, so on and so forth. And it's just everything has to fall under its own umbrella, and eventually it'll all funnel together. Yeah. Right.
If you're giving a lesson to someone for the first time, how are you walking them through that lesson? Because usually first timers are coming in either don't change my whole swing, or they're obviously just nervous because they don't know what to expect. So what do you say that first lesson's like, or what would you advise to people coming in?
Definitely, yeah. And I think a lot of it, at least the initial conversation, boils back to the student and what they want, right? I'm not the type of coach, I know you aren't either, that's just going to do a full swing rehaul right before a member guest or anything like that, right? We're taking bits and pieces from the questions we ask and all that just to understand what they want. But once we have that, similar goal in mind, it's like this big old funnel, right? We just have a massive funnel and there's 15,000 things we could talk about, but it's all right, what's going to be important to that student for the next hour?
Yep.
And it could be hey, I just want to stop slicing the ball, and that's the entire lesson. It could be a really good golfer that's looking to grind or can't figure out, the little subtleties. It's very much on just reading the student, reading the room in a way of
facts.
we gotta work as a team. It's not one person barking orders at another.
Totally, man. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Down to our calling our game segment, fact or fiction. Right.
Okay.
So, got some little golf nuggets, random ideas, trying to make it fun, lighthearted.
Yep.
And our job here is to kind of debate, is it fact or is it fiction?
Okay, I love it.
All right.
Let's go.
All right. So every golfer has at least one emergency swing thought that makes zero sense but somehow works. Fact or fiction?
I'd call it fact, but the fact itself, it changes usually every time. But hey, if you believe it, the mind's a powerful thing. Usually it can work. It's just about knowing why.
Yeah, definitely. I'd probably agree on that one. I think fact for sure, but a lot of the times it's the random swing thought is actually tying back to the root cause, right?
Yep.
Whether they understand it or not, right? So they're getting that idea built, man, and just kind of go with it. All right. So question 2, you've broken at least one club in your life, and it definitely wasn't your fault.
I hear that all the time. I'd say it's fact. You get different golfers, but usually you get the kink in the bottom of the 7-iron. Someone slammed it on their stand at their golf bag, blames it on TSA. That's pretty factual from what I hear.
Hey, I've seen those guys throw around clubs. It's pretty scary. But yeah, I think this one can go either way. Depends on the person very much. I know.
Yep. You can usually tell.
If you play this game long enough, you're gonna break a club, and us working in this industry, we can definitely tell whether it was your fault or not, right?
Yeah.
Just where the break, how the break happened, so on and so forth, right?
No doubt.
All right, number 3, my fan favorite of the group here. Range balls fly shorter because they're emotionally damaged.
That's a fact. Those range balls have been beat up. Whoever's been hitting them has been beat up. So I think, emotionally damaged is a good word. But also, there are range balls that have been hit 1,000 times, and the core gets beat up. So you'll see them do a little fade draw. So, yeah, they definitely get jacked up. You can't trust it 100% of the time, but it's a good tool to have.
100%. I've seen plenty of drades out there, right? Starting to draw, and all of a sudden it just takes a 90-degree turn.
Yep. You got to love it. Then you just wonder if it's your swing that did it.
Yeah, exactly. That's definitely a fact in my opinion. I mean, those things are taking a beating day in, day out.
Yep.
They need a little praise here and there.
Yep. Yeah, I know. You get the occasional Pro V1 practice ball blended in. It's a good day.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you blade it, and that ball's gone forever.
All right, number 4. You've used golf as an excuse to avoid a social event that had nothing to do with golf.
I see that one a lot. Personally, that's not me, but I see guys all the time. They're definitely using golf, like whether they're stuck on the back nine, they're calling the wife saying, "Hey, I'm going to be late to this party." Yeah, that's a fact.
Oh yeah, 100% fact in my opinion. And I know I've personally done it, but golf is different to everybody.
The old slow pace of play, text, it's a good saver.
Yep, exactly.
Sorry, babe, it's just super slow.
Find My iPhone and Google Maps are making it harder to get away with that. So for sure. But definitely fact. I've used it. Number 5, last question. Every golfer secretly believes they could go pro for the first 2 holes of a hot round.
Fact. Oh yeah. Yep, it's a good day. You start off with a birdie. You're like, okay, this is gonna be a good day. And then the second hole, you either birdie or par. You're like, oh, this could be my day. And then inevitably a triple bogey, and it shatters our dreams. But, yeah, what do you think? I say that one's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, this one could kind of go either or. I'm leaning more towards the fact side, but we all get that false sense of confidence, or the golf euphoria every once in a while.
Yep.
Find the flow state.
Yep.
And we're like, oh, yeah, this is it. I'm dialed. I'm going to win the member guest by 20.
Yep.
And then golf happens.
Yep.
And
back to that slot machine thought.
Snap
too.
hook one in the woods, and you're like, where the heck did this come from?
Yeah, it's like a lot of times what I'll say to people is like, and I'll try to remind myself too, is if you're having a good round, a good couple holes, if you know why, you can attribute it back to, hey, my tempo's good, or I'm keeping it simple, whatever it is, then the odds of increasing that streak, the par streak, whatever it may be, are higher. But it's that feeling like, even if you're on the back nine, you tell yourself, hey, if I just par in, or if I just only have 2 bogeys, I could shoot my best round ever. And you hope it's good, and you hope the slot hits. That's usually when we blow up,
Yeah, definitely. And throw in like a little bonus question here, not necessarily the fact or fiction. I guess it can be, but like a lot of people out there love a good golf book. So I know I do for sure. That's probably the only time I really read something is if it's golf related. But
yep.
I guess fact or fiction, are golf books worth it? And bonus, what's your favorite?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, usually when we're looking up golf books, we're pretty desperate. I mean, sometimes like we just like to read or consume, but if we're on Amazon at like 1 a.m. Googling like golf help books, it's a sticky situation. My favorite would be Golf is Not a Game of Perfect by Bob Rotella. Legendary sports psychologist. Obviously, he's helped Rory win the Masters. Rory gave him a shout out. But really it just comes down to like a couple practical things and just realizing that golf is really hard and cutting yourself a break. And that book really just brings you down to ground level, gives you some confidence and some practical things. So shout out Bob Rotella.
100%. Yeah, I mean any book written him, golf or not, like definitely worth the read for sure. Like he's one of the best in the game in that sense.
Yep.
Love it. Well, anything you'd like to add? I know we're running a little short on time here, so anything you'd like to add before we get on out here?
I'm stoked to kick this podcast off, man. I think hopefully our viewers enjoy it, and we get some comments or get some DMs about some questions that you guys have. We're happy to answer them. That's why we're here.
Yeah, definitely. I know we've had this kind of in the back pocket for a little bit of time. Finally able to get one put together, and super stoked about it. We'll kind of see how it all goes, but yeah, like Leighton said, give us a like, give us comments, whatever you want to see on here. We're open. This is the first one. I mean, the world is our oyster, so to speak. Like we can model this however.
Shout out to Unchallenged Media, best podcast producer in the game. Thanks for hooking it up.
Definitely, yeah. If your business needs anything, marketing wise, hit up TJ, Unchallenged Media. Super cool dude. Gonna hook you up and take your marketing to the next level. So,
yep, love it, man.
But yeah,
until next time.
Yeah, until next time. Keep swinging, guys.
Peace.